Well, Brigadier General John Agim is still with us in the studio. He is the spokesperson of the Defense Headquarters. Well, General, just want to ask you quickly, what do you make? You've seen the video of the release of the Dapchi schoolgirls. You've seen the video of Boko Haram driving into Dapchi. From what we gather yesterday, journalists were initially prevented by security men, so the military must have been aware that the Boko Haram insurgents were going into Dapchi yesterday. Is that right?
Yes, the military were asked to hold fire, that they were bringing the girls, and they should give them free chance to bring the girls into the Dapchi.
There are concerns about that particular video. A lot of people believe that this faction of Boko Haram holding these girls look like a more sophisticated arm of Boko Haram and are also keen on making friends with the people of Dapchi and other communities that they might decide to raid. Do you think, how difficult do you think that particular tactic might make the work of the Nigerian military as time goes on?
Well, if you look at the video, and people have been commenting on the reception they receive, and that is where we need to make the people understand that by all means they need to support the military by giving information. There's no way you can befriend Boko Haram, because like what happened, even though we're happy that they have released the girls, some people died. So is that, what kind of friendship is that? But the way it is like some people are sympathetic to them, and they keep information. And like we're asking questions within the military, what happened that these people could come in and there was no information at all?
General,
so we are worried about that. We are worried about the reception given to them and the way they operate. And on the issue of sophistication, that is why we are concerned about some international organizations, because we know that Boko Haram is being funded. And should it be that some people know about this funding and they are doing everything to ensure that the crisis continue.
What international organizations are you concerned about?
I'm talking about Amnesty. Amnesty International, we've discovered that they are not a friend of Nigeria. If they have been doing well in other countries, in Nigeria, we have serious issue with them.
You're claiming an international conspiracy here. What linkages would you want to bring to the public on this? Because you can't really make an allegation like that without substantiating it, can you?
Yeah, right from the beginning of this crisis, Amnesty International, they will tell you they have credible source, they have records against our commanders. A lot of them have left service, and they have not built any case against them in the International Court of Justice. So the issue is not against these people, it's against the country. And right now, for the first time, the United States of America have agreed to work with Nigeria to end terrorism. And because of that, since the beginning of this year, January, if you look at the report in January, is all the things they have stated in 2013, 2014, 2015, they are all repeated there. February, the same thing. The only report that looked different, and they are making emphasis, is the report that was released on Monday.
And that's not because there was no appreciable change in the circumstance?
Yes.
Well, let me just ask you, General, looking forward now, ultimately you're going to have the responsibility of trying to bridge the gaps between the military and the people, the trust deficit that exists there. How do you do that? Because ultimately when we speak to you, it's because you're reacting to something. How do you now build that trust back so that, you know, they give you the benefit of the doubt, you know, before any kind of accusation comes out?
Yes, in the Northeast, where we're operating on other parts of the country, there are several strategies we have brought to bear. When we operate in a place, we have civil military affairs that go into that place and see what we can do to help the community so that it will be easy for them to see us as their own military, not the army of occupation, and to see how they can share information with us, because we cannot do without information.
So how are you hoping that things will move on from here now? Because definitely, are you going to be having talks in the Nigerian government? Because some people will say that perhaps the manner in which the negotiation was also done, which allowed Boko Haram free entry back into Dapchi, enough time to even talk to the residents, to tell them not to take their children back to school. You know, doesn't it also make your work difficult? Would you really approve of this manner of negotiations?
Well, the issue is that at the time the government was doing the negotiation, you can also understand that the government was under pressure to see that the girls are returned. So the Boko Haram know what they were doing. They said they are not going to drop the girls anywhere. They are going to return the girls. At that time, the government will not say, no, we don't want you to return the girls. And it may either delay the process or they may refuse. So they allow them to bring the girls. And the purpose of wanting to bring the girls is what happened. They came, they have opportunity of talking to the people, and we see how the people received them. Maybe it was not really that they are conniving with them, but they were happy that their children are returned, and they held them. So I think in future they may not accept that kind of negotiation where they will allow the people to come. They allow the Boko Haram to come into community and do that.